to another video of political science and international relations. This is the last part of this series, the League of Nations. In this lecture, we'll be discussing and evaluating the role of the League of Nations, that how far the League was successful in fulfilling the promise that it had guaranteed to the small and weak nations. We'll be focusing on the actual reasons for the failure of the League and what were the serious weaknesses of the League, which actually led to its own failure, and we'll be doing the assessment on the role of League of Nations. So let's begin. Reasons for failure and weaknesses of the League. It was not the League of Nations but the nations of League that had failed. ये एक बहुत पॉपुलर स्टेटमेंट है जो कहता है कि मतलब लीग ऑफ नेशंस बेसिकली नहीं फेल किया था, ये नेशंस थे जिन्होंने दैट लेड टू द फेलियर ऑफ द लीग. तो ये क्यों कहता है? बिकॉज इफ वी लुक इनटू द प्रीवियस वीडियोस व्हिच इन व्हिच आई हैव डिस्कस्ड इवेंट्स तो एंड कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस, तो उसमें हमने देखा था कि मतलब टर्की एंड इटली बोथ वर डिससेटिस्फाइड विद द पीस ट्रीटीज, क्योंकि बहुत हार्श पीस ट्रीटीज थी. जर्मनी को भी वर्सेलिस की वजह से बहुत फेस करना पड़ा था. Turkey was aggravated at territories it was considered as an inalienable, like being handed over to the Greece, and Italy was also dissatisfied of not getting the territorial gains, and it promised in 1915, like एंटरिंग द वॉर इन फेवर ऑफ द एलाइज. जब वर्ल्ड वॉर 1 स्टार्ट हुआ था तो टर्की, वो जो उस टाइम ऑटोमन एम्पायर था ना, उसको तो कहा था कि अगर आप हमारा साथ देंगे सो विल प्रोटेक्ट योर ये ऑटोमन, ठीक है ना. लेकिन वो फिर बाद में डिसइंटीग्रेट कर दिया था ऑटोमन एम्पायर को आफ्टर वर्ल्ड वॉर 1, और बहुत पार्ट्स में डिसइंटीग्रेट हो गया था, एंड इट लेड टू द फॉल ऑफ अ वेरी ग्रेट एम्पायर. ठीक है, ये इम्पीरियल वो थे एम्पायर्स थे जिसकी डिसइंटीग्रेशन हो गई थी. तो दिस बेसिकली मेड द लीग seemed like a puppet organization of the victorious country, and it also it was like an organization which was created for their own benefit, and the peace treaties which were signed were against the principle of self determination. इन पे जर्मनी इटली इन पे जो साइन करवाया था तो that were against the treaty of या principle of policy of self determination. For instance, if like millions of Germans were after the peace treaties resided outside Germany, they were settled and scattered in Czechoslovakia and Poland. Similarly, अगर हम उस टाइम ऑटोमन की सिचुएशन को एनालाइज करें तो many Turks were the residents of Greece, and the League was entrusted with the duty of implementing the peace treaties, which were definitely biased towards many countries. So this मतलब ये इधर बेनितो मोसोलिनी का एक बहुत पॉपुलर स्टेटमेंट है that the league is very well when sparrows shout but no good at all when the eagles fall out. तो मतलब it all अगर हम इसको देखें भी तो मतलब it did some work for small states, nations के लिए काम किया था, क्योंकि वो कॉर्फ्यू इंसिडेंट में देखें उसमें इन्वेजन ऑफ एबेसिनिया देखा था, इन्वेजन ऑफ मंचूरिया भी. तो ये सारे जो इंसिडेंट थे ना, एंड बट इट वाज नॉट गुड एट ऑल व्हेन द ईगल्स फॉल आउट. सो इफ यू लुक इनटू द जर्मनी, इटली को देखें तो ये जो ह्यूज एम्पायर्स थे ना, मतलब इनके अगेंस्ट कुछ ट्रीटी साइन की थी विच वर अगेंस्ट द सेल्फ डिटर्मिनेशन पॉलिसी, ठीक है. सो रीजंस फॉर फेलियर एंड द एक्चुअल वीकनेसेस ऑफ द लीग. तो अगर हम देखें तो इसमें मतलब एब्सेंस ऑफ मेजर पावर, क्योंकि the league was deprived of the major powers, big powers of that time, namely Germany, US, USSR. क्योंकि उस टाइम ये जर्मनी को तो अलाउ नहीं किया गया था because it initiated वर्ल्ड वॉर 1. इसको पनिशमेंट दी थी. यूएसएसआर ने खुद ज्वाइन नहीं किया था. यूएस ऑल्सो डिड नॉट ज्वाइन ड्यू टू इट्स मतलब स्पेशली इफ वी कंसिडर द एब्सेंस ऑफ मेजर पावर, स्पेशली वी टेक इनटू द कंसिडरेशन द यूएस, मतलब एब्सेंस ऑफ यूएस was the biggest reason for the weakness of the league, क्योंकि the league suffered the first blow when the US refused to join the league because of its isolationist policy, and indeed without such a major power the league lacked authority, and sanctions were not very effective. तो ये मसला था. एंड देन पावरलेसनेस ऑफ द लीग, दैट द लीग वाज पावरलेस इन फ्रंट ऑफ एग्रेसिव एंड पावरफुल नेशंस, क्योंकि जर्मनी ने भी इन्वेड किया था, और इटली ने भी इन्वेजन की थी. ये सब जो थे ना इस तरह बिग नेशंस, तो ये मतलब the league was not able to take an effective decisions against the big powers. So selfishness of big nations, and if you look into the self interest of big nations, so France wanted to keep Germany weak. ये तो हमने पहले भी देखा था ना वीडियो में, इन द प्रीवियस लेक्चर. ब्रिटेन एंड फ्रांस वर नॉट विलिंग टू टेक एक्शन अगेंस्ट एग्रेसिव नेशन, क्योंकि उनको अपना नुकसान था, बिकॉज दे वर हैविंग सम इकोनॉमिक ट्रेड विद दीज एग्रेसिव नेशंस. Italy, USSR, Germany, Japan were the member nations, and they were, concerned with their own economic problems, and these nations were not willing to disarm. In the previous lecture, we also discussed the failure of the Geneva Protocol and the failure of the disarmament conference. इसमें big nations, they refused to disarm their nations and country. So this was the reason behind the weaknesses of the league. And aggressive policy of Hitler. So Hitler had started rearming Germany due to the humiliation that Germany faced by the Treaty of Versailles. Hitler also rejected the League's decision, and it invaded Poland and Austria and Sudetenland and Czechoslovakia. Then failure of economic sanctions. मैंने आपको कहा था कि लीग की एक पॉलिसी थी to achieve cooperation through collective security. तो इसमें इन्होंने कहा था कि मतलब हम कॉपरेशन को कैसे अचीव करेंगे, दैट एक अगर किसी कंट्री ने दूसरे पे अटैक किया तो वी वुड इम्पोज मिलिट्री एंड इकोनॉमिक सैंक्शंस ऑन द एग्रेसिव नेशन. ठीक है, लेकिन बट इट वाज अ कंप्लीट फेलियर, क्योंकि इकोनॉमिक सैंक्शंस वर डिफिकल्ट टू एनफोर्स एज कंट्रीज वर अनविलिंग टू स्टॉप देयर ट्रेड विद द एग्रेसिव नेशन, एज इट वुड ओनली इफेक्ट देयर ओन इकोनॉमी. ये मैंने आपको पहले भी बताया है, क्योंकि ये बिग नेशंस जो थे दे वर हैविंग इकोनॉमिक ट्रेड विद एग्रेसिव नेशन, इटली जर्मनी के साथ. तो दे वर अनविलिंग टू स्टॉप ट्रेड विद एग्रेसिव नेशन. सो द लीग लैक द मसल टू एनफोर्स द decision, and its assembly, its council. So it was lacking a serious effective muscle to enforce economic sanction. Then power, lack of power to enforce decision. अगर इकोनॉमिक सैंक्शंस फेल हो रहे थे तो मिलिट्री फोर्स वाज द नेक्स्ट एक्शन, बट इट वुड ऑलवेज बी द लास्ट रिजॉर्ट बिकॉज ऑफ इट्स ओन कॉस्ट, बिकॉज क्योंकि द लीग डिड नॉट हैड द फोर्स टू मेक कंट्रीज स्टॉप फाइटिंग and to prevent conflicts. Britain and France were not ready to commit their troops to the league. तो ये मतलब these were the weaknesses of the league, that league was actually lacking these organs, effective organs, and these were the major reasons for failure of the league. Serious weaknesses of the Covenant and the League of Nations. The League of Nations was not a true representative organization. It had limited membership. अगर हम if you look into this statement, तो हम यहाँ पे देखते हैं कि मतलब फ्रांस और ब्रिटेन were the only two nations in actual sense who were concerned, yeah, who were the players of the league. लेकिन the third world powers like USSR, Germany, USA were not the members of it, because when the league was formed in 1920 में league बनी थी, thus it became an organization of France and Britain. Germany was admitted in 1926 after 6 years of formation of the league, while USSR gained membership in 1934. Now look at the time. It never joined the league. Neither did it ratified peace treaties. And then in 1933, Japan had quit League of Nations, and then also soon Germany also left the league after the disarmament conference. So this is it was not not a true representative organization. It had limited membership. If we look into the serious weaknesses of the covenant, because तो हम इसमें देखते हैं कि when a crisis occurred, the league was supposed to act quickly with determination, but it did not, because the league met too infrequently and took too long to make decisions. Moreover, it was very difficult to take decision against the aggressive nations. Cooperation was also difficult as member states ignored the league. Then there was this Great Depression economic crisis in 1930. It led to poverty and unemployment. ये इसके ग्रेट डिप्रेशन आया था यूरोप में, तो it led to poverty and unemployment, and consequently the right wing governments came to power across the world. इटली में हीरो आए थे, एंड जर्मनी में एडोल्फ हिटलर आए थे, इटली में जो है बेनितो मोसिलिनी थे. तो these governments were more aggressive and violated the league's covenant. जापान, अगर हम एग्जांपल्स देखें तो जापान it invaded the Chinese territory of Manchuria in 1933. Abyssinia was invaded by Italy in 1935. Then there was the Spanish Civil War in 1936. There were, witnessed some military interventions of Mussolini and Hitler in favor of France. Hitler annexed Austria in 1938. So all these cases that the League proved powerless and failed to check military aggression. अगर हम if we look into the impact of economic crisis, which was in 1929 on world politics, so the right wing governments came, especially fascist regimes in Japan, Italy and Germany, and then they took the benefit of this economic crisis as they knew, because due to the economic concerns, the important league members like Britain, France would not act against them. So it was obvious. So ये बात तो इनको समझ आ गई थी. So Britain, France, USA were following the policy of appeasement towards the fascist regime to prevent war. This proved disastrous, and the major reasons for the fascist regimes to become powerful was enough to challenge the world peace. Because मैं आपको ये पॉलिसी ऑफ अपीसमेंट के बारे में बताती हूँ. अपीसमेंट इज़ एन इंटरनेशनल it is an international context, and it's a diplomatic policy of making a political, material, or a territorial concession to an aggressive power in order to avoid conflict and war. So this policy of appeasement was instituted in hope of avoiding war. कि मतलब war को ख़त्म avoid करेंगे हम, conflicts को भी. So appeasement was the name given to the British policy in 1930 of allowing Hitler to expand German territories. Because however क्योंकि जर्मनी के साथ तो वर्सलीज में बहुत हार्श ट्रीटमेंट की गई थी ना. So appeasement was the policy which was kept in front of Germany, that it's okay, we'll give you some territorial concessions, and in return we'll be preventing war, and we would avoid war and conflict. So however the policy of appeasement was it also failed because it stretched much further than the legitimate grievances of the Versailles. हिटलर ने कुछ ज़्यादा ही नाजायज़ फ़ायदा उठा लिया था पॉलिसी ऑफ अपीजमेंट का. तो इस पे क्वेश्चन भी आता होता है मोस्टली इन एग्जाम्स, दैट पॉलिसी ऑफ अपीजमेंट वाज अ मिस्टेक और नॉट. सो अगर हम इसका आंसर दें तो अपीजमेंट वाज अ मिस्टेक बिकॉज इट डिड नॉट प्रिवेंट वॉर. दिस वाज द मेजर एम ऑफ द पॉलिसी, दैट इट वुड प्रिवेंट वॉर, बट इंस्टेड it postponed the war, which was actually a bad thing. Why it was a bad thing? Because postponing the war, it postponed the war because all it did was to give Hitler time to increase its power. तो ये था policy of appeasement was a bad thing, and it made way out for fascist regimes to become powerful enough. And then there's this mockery of collective security. ये तो मैंने आपको पहले ही बता दिया था, that the league failed because the League of Nations had failed to check any violations of the frontiers established after World War I through the peace treaties की जितनी भी territorial वो हुई थी boundaries dispute. तो the league failed to check any violations, and then um, it allowed each member that they had the freedom to decide if they wanted to contribute any military resources during the activation of the collective security. So each country had to decide for itself whether or not to fight in crisis, which made the doctrine of collective security very impractical. So other things to note, so lack of basic collective security force. I told you the league was lacking an effective muscle. The role of great power might is right, fascist regime in Italy, Germany, and Japan. So they were the might, and what they were doing during the interwar period was they were considering it as a right, and it was their right, and they were the people who were belonging to this super race. So they were the states which glorified war. So this is the question on the real working of the league, that whether it was working in actual sense or not, or whether it was an allies organization. So क्योंकि the League of Nations came to be viewed as an organization of the Allied powers. I told you before, there's Britain and France, because they were set up for the implementation of the unjust peace treaties, which failed to satisfy the nations. So it was kind of a puppet organization, and it led to there was also a failure to disarm League की एक बहुत बड़ी failure थी, that the Geneva Protocol and the disarmament conference had failed. और एक बात तो ये है इसमें, if you look into this red picture, that all state had a veto under Article 16 on collective security action. This veto power was at the disposal of the permanent state, so they wanted whatever they wanted, they considered it right. We can also consider this as a might. Might is right. So, analysis and evaluation. So, this is the conclusion part, and we see that after studying the whole topic, हम इसको इस तरह कहेंगे that it died of its own internal contradictions, and its resources were dissolved and absorbed into the UN. क्योंकि आजकल हमारे पास जो है ना UN है, यूनाइटेड नेशंस, तो ये बिल्कुल इसकी legacy है. Actually, the weaknesses of the league were more deep-seated one. Like the major drawbacks of the league were that it lacked basic collective security force. Like it does not had have its own army, and it relied on the member states for the support. Another weakness is that member states only openly defied the league, like Russia invasion of Finland, and the league was unable to take decision against aggressive nation, and the members did not take the league seriously, like the inability of the league to control the open embargo on the Germany on military expansion under the Hitler, and inability to stop Japan from invading China. Ironically, one of the reason of the league was that the league failed to accomplish many goals, because many states and especially the US refused to join. If had more nations had been tied to the regulation of the league, it is possible that it might have been able to prevent World War II. वैसे लीग ऑफ नेशंस का एक बहुत बड़ा एम ये भी था कि मतलब it would prevent any future and further wars, so it failed in its achieving its aim. So, however, it would be also wrong to believe that the League did nothing. It paved way for a UN, because it was a bold step towards the international cooperation, and it led down the pioneering framework for the present global system and international diplomacy. And organization setup and working structure of the UN is heavily influenced by the League of Nations. And the UN का जो ICJ है, International Court of Justice, is the direct legacy of League's permanent court, and International Labour Organization is still operating today. Thus, on the eve of Second World War, the League was all in ruin and failure, because the League of Nations have failed in its main aim of preventing another world war. And According to most of the thinkers, the existence of League of Nations was at the wrong time because all the nations were indulging the concept of national narrow nationalism, and sovereignty, and such situation would have been much more different. अगर ये ठीक मतलब because USA was not the part, Germany joined after so many years, USSR was also not the part, Japan then left the league and Germany also left the league. तो ये reasons थे. It was also wrong that it मतलब league ऑफ नेशंस का जो कॉन्सेप्ट है ना वो यूएन के अंदर डिसॉल्व हो गया था बिल्कुल तो दिस वाज द इवैल्यूएशन. And this topic came to an end. I hope you liked the video. This marks the end of the lecture, and there's this kind request in the end: kindly subscribe to my channel, as I'll be coming up with more interesting lectures of political science and international relations. So stay connected until I upload another video. Till then, take care. Bye.